Joseph Pecoraro first discovered his love of glassblowing over 20 years ago while visiting friends in Oregon.
I got into glassblowing mainly because I just love making things, and it is one of the funnest, most intriguing materials to make things with.
In the late 90s, the glass industry out west was far more developed than on Long Island. As an East Coast outsider, Pecoraro struggled at first to gain the trust of West Coast artists. His big break came after showing a friend his trademark technique, etched glass.
I was an airbrush artist, and I was obsessed with stenciling. So when I was in Oregon and I saw these kids making pipes, I talked to my one friend into letting me etch pictures all over his pipes. He was a little hesitant at first, but then he trusted me with a piece and he let me stencil it up, and we etched it, and he was psyched with the results. So I just started etching glass for people, and that was a way for me to weasel into their shops to learn different things.
When Pecoraro returned to his native Long Island, he was disappointed with the lack of resources for glassblowers. At the same time, he started working closely with a glass collector and vendor, Brian Gonzalez, who later became his partner in the company.
Back then, there wasn't really artists making things. It was more just companies making 100 of the same one. And then when we started seeing the artistic world come and be involved, we went from this thing just being a boring straight up and down tube to now this is shaped like a snake or an eagle. You're like, well, where did this come from,
Pecoraro says one reason glassblowing is so successful and relevant today is the increasing acceptance and decriminalization of marijuana.
Just like sipping champagne out of a styrofoam cup wouldn't make sense, you wouldn't do the same thing with cannabis.
4 years ago, the duo purchased the Holtzville studio. Artists can rent a spot and access to equipment for $500 a month, and for around $130, amateurs of all abilities can register for glassblowing workshops. The studio doubles as a walk-in gallery where artists can display and sell their pieces at prices ranging from $30,000 to $3,000. For Stony Brook News, I'm Rebecca Shurry.